it just me? Or are people starting to not be excited about anything ever? Or like just not even excited, just like happy, grateful, satisfied with anything. I don't know, it's like such a sad thing to witness. We watch how children are so like satisfied with the littlest things, and like so many people may say that it's because like they haven't seen the world, they haven't learned about the darkness, about the struggles and everything, and that's so obvious, like obviously because they haven't. But like, then can we try, even throughout, even like despite the darkness and despite the struggles and despite those things, can we try to find the goodness in it all again, and to find the gratitude and joy and love for it all, despite being aware of all of these things? Because that's something that a lot of people will tell me sometimes when I'm like overly optimistic, because I've always been that way for some reason. I'm 20 now, so like I guess why people even now would say like I haven't experienced some things, but I have experienced some things, and I will not be talking about those because it's personal, and I obviously, but I don't think it really depends on your age even. Like there's so many people who are younger, there's kids who've experienced like crazy trauma, so I don't think it's age dependent. Well, I haven't been this optimistic always. I have when I was a kid, and I'm getting it bad now, so I wanted to talk about it, how we can get help. Dishwasher, excuse me. But I want to talk about how we can motivate each other, how we can inspire each other to start getting our sparks back and start finding the joy in it all again. The childlike wonder, the childlike just love and gratitude and excitement and whatnot. Okay, I've been off on a tangent. Okay, so I know there's genuine moments where you feel like you're never going to feel not even happy, like you're never going to feel fine again, like you're never going to feel normal again. Like you're just going to stay stuck in the darkness and in your mind and in all of these things that feel like they're eating you and consuming you and much bigger than you. And I want to tell you, just if you're someone who feels that way right now and you want to start feeling normal again, only like you don't even need to like be, I'm so excited about everything, you know, but like for the start, you want to start feeling like you, like a little teeny tiny bit, like you can enjoy coffee, like you can enjoy like whatever, like I don't know if you like coffee, like you can enjoy like just sitting with someone or just like walk or something. But because I know there's moments where you feel like you cannot enjoy even that. So I know that probably you've heard this a lot, but like I want to tell you, there is going to be, like, as much as you feel like there isn't going to be a moment, there is going to be a moment where you feel like yourself again, where you feel like there is goodness again and like you can get better again. Let's do it. First of all, these are just going to be like some tools, like some simple thingies that you can start doing little by little. Might help you. I mean, genuinely will if you actually commit to getting to that stage again or for the first time. The first thing is something that we've been hearing a lot is stop consuming so much and start doing more. Because oftentimes it isn't like, I know some people are going to get triggered by the start doing more, and as an eldest daughter, honestly, I don't want to hear start doing more because I'm like, I'm doing more, I always want to do more. But it's not doing more like in general. It's not working more. It's not, I mean, essentially it is, but it's doing less of what you know drains you, of what you know like genuinely in the long run isn't good for you if you do it consistently, and doing more of what you love, doing more of what lights you up, doing more of what, like little teeny tiny things that in the long run will compound and overall make it all better. Also, like about like organizing your thoughts a bit more. I made a video about talking about The Artist's Way, about the book, and about how like just putting your thoughts out there, just put it somewhere. If you can't seem to talk about people, because oftentimes we cannot talk about people, talk even to like our favorite people, the people that we're like, that we love so much, that love us so much. It feels like we cannot talk about even to those people about some of our struggles. So just put it out there, but just put it somewhere on paper, even if you don't understand it. Just start putting it out there. Just start being like, I don't know, what am I thinking about? I don't know if there's any thoughts in my head right at this moment. I know this isn't me. I know that this thought, like, I don't know where it came from. Just start being like that. Like, I don't know what to write next. I don't know what to... I have a little video about The Artist's Way if you want to do it, but if you want to start like journaling and putting your thoughts out there. Not really connected with this topic, but might seem to, if you're wanting to like organize your thoughts a bit more, even if you're like, I'm so self-aware, I cannot talk I cannot talk. I can think much faster than I can talk, so that I can write, like especially. So I have a couple of minutes of encouragement to start doing it as well, because I've been like, I'm so self-aware. I cannot write and like get even more in my head about these feelings and these thoughts and whatever. So a little something. Next thing is to set up flexible systems to organize your life. So if you're a multi-passionate person, if you're a person who's like, I've had all of these interests when I was a kid, and right now I'm like not doing any of them, and I feel like I'm just never gonna have the time to do any of them, you're going to set up systems. And I'm gonna be making a video about this, to organize your time, how to manage your time as a multi-passionate person. So we're going to be setting up flexible systems. So not like rigid ones. Today I'm going to be this, and if I skip one thing, there's no way I can do it tomorrow, or I can, do it next week, or there's going to be systems. So, which help us get a lot done in a week, but feel like they're not draining us, and they're not like, I need to do everything on my to-do list, because if I don't, I'm a failure. No. We don't do things like that here anymore. We're not about idolizing productivity on here anymore. So we're about filling our cup so that we can be even better when it comes to the, in society, when it comes to like other people and helping other people. So the next thing is something I talk about so much, because I used to struggle with it, and I still do, kind of, because we're going through it in a way. We're figuring it out along the way. We're never going to be perfect in an aspect like that. Exactly that. Something that I still do not really like to hear, but I like to talk about it so much because it is so significant and so true. It's that stop moving things for one day. Stop moving things. I want to start painting again. I'm gonna do it next month. I want to start painting again. That's like so broad. Like when again? Next month? When next week? How does that go into your routine? And this seems to be kind of like the opposite of what I was talking about earlier, about like setting up like a flexible schedule. But a flexible schedule isn't being like, oh, next month I'm going to be working out, I'm going to be starting this hobby again, I'm going to be, I don't know, becoming a better person. Like, no. We're not going to be moving and delaying our dreams for someday, for like one day. When everything is perfect, that's when I'm going to be doing all of these things that I want to do, and I'm going to feel so good doing it. I'm going to feel like a kid again. I'm going to just be the best me that's ever existed if I all do it like someday, one day, all of a sudden. No, it's one step at a time. And that's the most like cliche thing in the world, but like it is one step at a time, literally. And you learn so much through that. So like action is going to be the thing that is going to move you forward. And if you're like, I'm so scared, no, fear cannot hit a moving target. That's how they say it, or something like that. I don't know. But like genuinely, when you start moving more, and especially if there's like a mental health, like I'm not a doctor, so I'm not, just like to put that out there. I don't know, like I don't use your discernment, okay? But even if there's like, especially if there's like a mental health thing that is making you feel like you cannot take action towards something. For an example, if you feel like you cannot do this thing, if you feel like fear is the thing that's like stopping you for all of a sudden actually moving, and like there's this thing, like people call it exposure therapy, like actually taking the actions, or like doing the opposite of like what isn't something that you should do, that's going to move you forward. So moving forward despite the fear, doing these things when you know that you want to do them, when you know that they're right for you, when you know that they're gonna improve you for the better, despite you wanting to move for someday, despite you wanting to be like, well, not today, I'm not going to be coming up with an excuse today. Yeah, even if you know that, that's the thing, being aware of those, like that's the worst thing ever, because you're like, I know that this is me making excuses. I know that right now, I know that I should be working out, but I don't want to get up, and I know that that's like an excuse that I'm making, like I need to do this, I need to do some more work. Workaholics. I could talk about it so much. Like I'm just talking about this and I'm like, I could make part 2. This is summer, we're getting our sparks back, okay? So, and not only the summer, it's like a whole life, of doing so. So remember, the most important thing is it's important to feel and process your feelings. Obviously it is. But dwelling unnecessarily isn't going to get you anywhere. So It is important to feel your feelings, but remember that overall, like, I don't know if you're a believer, but everything is meaningless apart from God. Everything is meaningless apart from love. All of these struggles that feel like the biggest thing in the world, they're just that. They're nothing. They feel like they're consuming you, and they are maybe essentially, but they're not the strongest thing in the world. They cannot eat you. They have nothing on him. Like, they have nothing on God, and they have nothing on love, which God is love. So just so you remember that as well. That's something that has helped me the most when it comes to like these struggles, because I used to be so, when you start being so immersed into these things that are like external validation, so being like so scared about like what are people going to not like only think like, but what are people like, what's success as in like external success, you know, like being idolizing that type of thing. Like, you can work towards it, but you can do it from love, like not out of like pride, or that's a whole other topic. Like, I could talk about that but wait, I got off topic. Wait a second. If you're so immersed in those, you're never going to feel like you have that spark again. So, but those things are not as strong. So you will feel like you are going to get your spark again, okay? You have to believe me on that. Like, you have to. These little things like are just like some little tools that have been helping me and that have been so far like some little dots on my journey so far that I could talk about a lot more, but just like some steps that I want to remind you of. Yeah, to summarize a bit more for a little bit. You're so like start organizing your thoughts, get them out there. If not talking to someone, just get them out there on paper, on yourself, to organize them a bit more, because they're not as powerful as you may think that they are. Then consume less not good things, do more of what fills you up, do more of what fills others up, like of goodness, you like just things that you love, things that you will feel maybe that someone will, if you do them for someone, they will love. I'm running out of words. Set up flexible systems. I'm going to do a little video on this for multi-passionate people. Also, a lot of content on this. Been making a lot of content, will be making a lot of content on this. Stop moving things for one day, stop scheduling them for one day, no more over planning and more doing in the now when you know that you should move now, because it's hard for fear to catch a moving target. Everything is meaningless apart from love. All of these thingies that feel like they're eating you, do not dwell on them. Feel your feelings. It's important to process them in that way, but do not dwell in them. Do not, like, it's not, there's a point where it starts being not productive at all. Okay, and most important at all, remember to try to find, even in like the littlest moments, to try to find as much joy and as much gratitude for like the simplest teeny tiny things, you know? Search for it, like literally search for it intentionally. Be like, if you're like, as if when I was like writing morning pages, I was like, I don't know, I want to write that I'm like grateful, because like I always want to make that the conclusion at the end when I'm like writing anything, when I'm like frustrated or wherever. I'm like, I'm frustrated, but I'm so grateful. There's so many tiny and great and good things to be grateful for, to find joy in. So remember, like, try to make that like an effort in your day, because it isn't easy. Like, so many people will say like, be grateful, like it's so important to be grateful, and obviously it is, but we have to make an effort to be grateful, like literally make an effort to be grateful and to find as much like joy as you can in the tiny things, and there will be more to be grateful for. There will be more to love if you remember to love where you are now. Love where you are now in the struggle. Be like, oh, I want to paint, but like I haven't painted in a while, and go paint for like 5 minutes, work out for 5 minutes, go and take a 10-minute walk, and be like, I'm so grateful for this 10-minute walk. I maybe want to get into doing like an hour-long walks, maybe walking with people I love, maybe whatever. But at this moment right now, I'm so grateful that I can walk for 10 minutes. It's the greatest thing. It just, you know, like that type of like, be delusionally optimistic. If you are not like naturally that way, surround yourself with more people that are that way, or like just with so much gratitude. Okay. I don't know what am I talking about even, because I've been yapping for like 20 minutes. I don't know how will I possibly edit this video. These aren't going to be like, these aren't going to be things like go and take a walk, and like maybe you were expecting things like that. Like, I mean, essentially they're just more on a mindset level. It's not like go and take a walk, it's like be more action oriented. So yeah, I genuinely hope that this video was even a tiny bit inspiring or a tiny bit helpful to someone, or maybe made someone feel less alone, and maybe made someone feel a little bit more encouraged, because that's what we should, I believe that that's what we should do. We should try to make each other, sharing love and inspiration, excitement, whatever. I love those words. Can you tell? Yeah, but I really hope someone, enjoyed this. And if you ended up watching this whole video up to this point, I appreciate you so, so, so much. You don't even know. Like, I appreciate it so, so, so much, because I know that, I don't know, it's just this energy right here, right now. Like, there's so much love here. So if someone ended up watching this, I hope you feel that excitement too, because we're getting our spark back, okay? Okay. Even despite the challenges, there will be challenges coming up. Still, even if you sometimes you feel like you're getting it back, and then something starting to pulling you down back into those habits, back into those mindsets and beliefs and whatever, you can always go back. You can always ground yourself in gratitude, ground yourself in love, because there's so much of it's abundant. It's so beautiful. Okay. Love you, appreciate you for watching this. If you want to follow me on my other accounts, I will be linking them down below as always. And talk to you when I talk to you. Bye-bye.